Sounds right.
Snappy, won't you? I have some very heavy thinking to do before 10 o'clock.
Sounds right.
And we're rolling. I'm here today with Kat. Kat's a local YouTuber. Her channel is called
Sincerely Kat and Philip.
Sincerely Kat and Philip. Okay, so I take it's yours and your husband's YouTube channel.
Mostly mine. My husband just wanted his name on it. So,
So you do all the work, and then
pretty much.
yeah, Kat. So we got connected in a funny way, I guess. Well, we'll just say someone we know ended up reaching out to you first, or you reached out to them.
I commented on a post they had made, and they're like, "Oh, that would be lovely to have you on there." And I was like, "Okay, I'd love to be on there." And then I sent an email off, and then here I am.
Sweet. Yeah. Like I got your email, and then at first I was just super curious, like because my business partner and I we're still a startup, so it's always interesting to me to hear like, hey, how'd you hear of us, and things like that. But but that's awesome. And then as I checked out your YouTube channel and everything like that, I was just amazed. First of all, like how did you develop that following? Like 106,000 subscribers. Like I only have 130 or whatever. How long have you been doing YouTube for?
I've been doing it for over 2 years now.
Okay.
I post every single day.
Yeah.
It's not that much work, but it's a decent amount of, I need to post, I need to figure out something to post.
Yeah.
My following, I went viral back in November of
You had a video that's like
160 million
160 million views. So that's like that's like 30 million is 30 something million is Canada's population. So that's like 4 Canadas, man.
Yes.
I saw that video. You just took you got water dunked on you at the water park. Yeah, carrying your kid. Yeah.
We went to the water park that day. That was last August.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, last minute, let's just film this video. And I did not know that YouTube would push that video so hard that I would go viral.
Yeah.
And that's how I ended up starting making money on YouTube.
Yeah.
Is from that video. And then that's how I got into the YouTube partner program. And now I get invited out just because of that.
Yeah.
Video right there.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're a legit YouTuber. Like that. Like I'm trying to be a YouTuber, and then you're a legit YouTuber. And when I saw that following, I was like, what? No, like I got to meet Kat. I have to follow through with this. I want to off the air here even pick your brain a little bit more, because I'm obviously making loads of mistakes in what I'm doing every day. And like you and I both know the struggle, because you post every day. Like I don't even post every day, but I post some kind of social media every day for Cat's Barn podcast. But between the video editing and all that, like it's literally a full-time job.
Yes. Would you like to know how I started?
Yeah, absolutely.
I was pregnant with my first child.
Mm-hmm.
They told me while I was pregnant that my mental health was going to be amazing. It was not. So
like the doctor said that?
Yeah, the doctor told me that you're going to be so happy and you're not going to feel like depressed or like emotional. And I was like riding on that, and it did not happen. And so to work on like my mental health, I was, okay, I need something structural too. And so it's like, I always wanted to start a YouTube channel. And so I wanted to share our room tour of our baby's room. And so it's like, okay, let me post it to YouTube so that everybody had access to it. And then from there it was like, oh, people are actually watching this. And so I just started posting every single day from then. I've posted through having my child. I've posted through almost dying of pneumonia. I've posted through like very bad days, very good days. So it's been a lot of long time coming.
So you've been on YouTube for 2 years, and I want to dive a bit more into your mental health stuff. But so you literally have 720 posts then, if you post like literally every day.
I have 1,400-ish.
Oh wow! So
videos.
you post multiple times.
Multiple times.
That's amazing. Yeah, like literally, like the commitment, the work ethic. Like I know what that's like, just not at my own scale right now. But so real quick, like what was going on with your mental health? Like what do you?
It was. They don't tell you, but some people do feel happy when they're pregnant, which is what I guess he was getting at. And then other times, like people just feel very depressed and very down. It was COVID. There was nothing really to do. I had no supports. Like, normally you'd have these support like while you're pregnant, like you can go out and I was also young, and there was just it just felt so like, yeah, I had a very hard pregnancy. I was constantly in pain. My body would, what I thought would be going into labor at like 24 weeks, and you're supposed to go to 40 weeks. And it turns out it was Braxton Hicks and like fake labor. And I went through that for until I delivered my baby at 36 weeks. And it was really hard. And I was just like, I needed something to take my mind off it. I need a schedule. I need to create something. I wasn't working because I went from immediately leaving my parents' house to getting pregnant, because I got pregnant at, like, as soon as I moved in with my husband. And we did not think it was going to happen that quickly, and it did. And then it was harder to find a job, and I was just doing nothing, and I needed something to do.
Mm. So was the, like, when you tell me that, was it was a combination of sound like physical, like as in your body chemistry was not producing happy chemicals or whatnot, and then it seems like it was a combination of psychological because you didn't have enough to keep you busy, like a dry, like, well, you're busy being pregnant, but you didn't have your own thing going on. You didn't have, so it was a combination of like boredom almost, like, so it's a double whammy. So, but the quick question, do you feel like if you had, say you were doing your YouTube stuff off the jump, do you think you would have been like mentally better for the pregnancy, or was the physical aspect of it like just like unusual and just was not getting better?
Like, if you mean if I was doing YouTube from the start?
Yeah.
I think that it probably would have been better because I would have had something to do and more to look forward to and more to keep my mind off of it. I think I would have been better because I was, well, how long? I was 26 weeks pregnant when I started YouTube. I think that's how far along I was. So if I would have started it before I had gotten pregnant, I think I probably would have. It definitely gave me that push, though, being pregnant and seeing the reaction from people like wanting to watch my videos. It gave me that push of like, maybe I can turn this into something, and I have. I've turned it into something.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. Maybe I'm not understanding. I just meant no, like the explanation is wonderful because when you have purpose, it enriches your soul, right? But I just meant like because like my brother's wife has 4 kids. Well, my brother's wife, sorry, they have 4 kids, all under 3 right now. So she's been pregnant nonstop for a while, and I do hear about like, I'm just curious because I'm going to show her this podcast after and just kind of get her take on the I guess, like, because you said you physically didn't feel happy. You said like, like, is it because of like, because when you're pregnant, I don't know how this goes. Like, is your body supposed to produce happy chemicals or not? Like,
it varies on the person.
Okay.
It really just depends on your chemistry.
Yeah.
There is more into why I was feeling that way just because of how I grew up, like the depression I was feeling beforehand, which then amplified when I was pregnant. So because before I had gotten pregnant, a doctor had encouraged me to get pregnant to help work on like my emotions and see if that will help like bring my emotions up and stuff, and it did not. And
it is what it is. I mean, no, but
some people do. Some people do. Like, it just really varies on like your chemical makeup, I guess.
Okay.
If you do, and it varies on the pregnancy too.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. So let's just fast forward. You discovered the YouTubing while you were pregnant, basically, and then how did your life change from that point on? Like, because it must have changed drastically, right? I mean, like, you went from not having to do something every day. Now you're posting every day, on top of being a mom, on top of being pregnant, on top of being a wife, right?
Yeah.
Like, your life sounds like it 180 into busy mode, busy mode.
I literally went from doing probably nothing. Like, I would do like here or there housework. That's it. Because my husband was making enough money to support us. So I went from doing nothing to then, posting every single day. And it definitely was a big like leap into it. And I didn't know if I wanted to post every single day, but I was like, no, I'm going to push myself to post every single day and see if I can do that. And it's like most of what I post is short videos of my life, like nature, My child, when we go out, do something fun.
How old's your child now? 2, right? 2.
Yeah, he just
Okay.
turned 2
Okay.
a month ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Hey, take me more through a day in your life now. Like I'm interested.
A day in my life.
Yeah, like like you said, you do a lot of nature stuff, a lot of hiking, a lot of outdoorsy stuff. Like, yeah, so just take me through your routine real quick here.
Well, with all the rain and stuff going on recently, we haven't been doing much, but we like to go out. Me and my child spend all day because I'm a stay-at-home parent. I also have other businesses that I do now. So I work on those, and I also take care of him. We go outside, we play, we go to the park, we go on walks. We live right beside Fish Creek Park, which is really nice because it's just like a skip away from our house.
Yeah.
So we get to go on and enjoy walks, and then when my husband comes home from work, we like to go out. We are foodies. We love trying new food.
You should try our food. Yeah.
I saw it and it looks really
yeah,
good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm boasting. Yeah, Cax Barn Podcast has really good food. Come on down, have dinner, have lunch. We're open 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. Shameless plug. Go on.
Yeah. We try new food. We go out and explore. We love going to markets. Like, we do a whole bunch of stuff.
So do you just kind of like, hey, I'm going to film something now? Like, does that just like pop in your head throughout the day kind of thing?
It does. When I'm doing something fun, I was like, oh, that sounds like interesting. Let's see if like other people will enjoy it. And then other times I plan out like, oh, this event is going to happen. Let me go film. I have a whole bunch of videos on my back burner right now that I haven't posted that are like
backlogged. Yeah. I know how that feels. I was trying to make a video a day and a clip a day, but right now it's just with running the business and everything. It's not happening, but I don't know, but carry on. So the pace of your day sounds kind of, there's an element of spontaneousness to it.
Oh, I am very spontaneous, very last minute. I invite my friends out. I was like, let's go out and do this. And they're like, whoa, I need a little bit more players. And I was like, okay. I do have a friend who is also spontaneous like me, who does like to go out and do some stuff. And so I do live a very spontaneous life.
Give me an example. Like, was something that you were just like, hey, we're doing this, and your friend was like, whoa, what? Like,
I have a friend who's a performer. He posted on his Instagram that he was performing at this event, and it was going to be in a few hours. And I was like, okay, I'll definitely be there. We go. Goodness, I don't know. It's usually like when we're like going around doing stuff already, and I'll be like, oh no, let's go check out that place. Let's go try that.
Yeah.
Like when we go to parks a lot. Do you know what geocaching is?
No.
Geocaching is like they put like people put these like small little containers around the world, and you go out and find them. That's also part of like we go out and we go find geocaches, and like you sign it, and then it's like a fun little game.
Yeah, no, that sounds interesting. So it's almost like it's almost like a treasure hunt.
Yeah,
for the world.
Pretty much.
So how many but you said geo, like, is it rocks you're looking for? Or
no, it's like containers. Geocaching as in world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, geography, geo. No,
yeah.
Okay. So like, what are some of these items? Like, I'm just kind of curious.
They just tend to like, there's like, it can be like small little things. It can be like big containers.
Yeah.
The big containers tend to have like stuff, like people will like put stuff in there and then take something out. One of my businesses is I do origami earrings. I've been doing origami for over 15 years. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Sick.
And so like one of the things that I put in like these geocaches are cranes. So like I have a whole bunch sitting at home. I was like, I'll put that in and take something else out. And then
so the box, you find it and you put your own thing into it and then continue the treasure hunt, like for the next person kind of thing?
Yeah, and then you sign it, and then you can log it on the website, and then it counts how many you find.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've gone geocaching, like when we go traveling and stuff. We don't go traveling very much, but when we do go traveling, we do go and try to find those. And then there's like these little pieces that are that travel between these caches. They're called travel bugs, and like people will bring them from all over the world and put them in these caches when they travel. And so it's like a cool way to like see, oh, hey, I bought this, I'm putting this in here, and then you watch it go around the world.
Okay, man,
Yeah.
like that's just that's just something so unique to me. Like, because I in many ways, I guess I'm boring. I don't really do stuff like that. But I mean, man, me and my fiance might like that. Sounds like a wicked date night activity. You know,
It's pretty fun.
how many of those geo things are there in the city right now? Like
Thousands?
thousands? Okay,
Thousands.
okay, okay. All right. Like, looks like
They
have my
are
little
very
activity.
heavily in the Northwest.
Okay.
Where I live, there's not very many because I don't know why, but there's a lot in the Northwest.
Right. I have family in Northwest, so I'll make that as an excuse. Plus, I don't know, sounds fun. I got nieces and nephews, and be a fun thing to go chase down. Moving along here, tell me about all your businesses here, because you said you have multiple.
Yes.
Okay, let's hear them.
So I do origami. My origami business is Ophelia Origami.
We'll put that in the show notes, by the way, for
yes.
you. Yeah.
I make origami earrings. I make, Claire's.
Is that the piercing?
Yeah, the earring store.
Yeah,
they have like very creative. I used to wear the most creative earrings when I was younger. I don't wear jewelry very much now.
Okay.
So I was like, let me go to the store, and I found a whole bunch of charms. I'm going to create these into jewelry, and people love them.
Yeah.
It's pretty popular when I go out to markets and stuff.
So you sell them at the markets,
yeah.
like physically. Okay.
I have a website too.
Right.
I just re-uploaded my website with a whole bunch of my stuff last week.
Okay.
Yeah. So I do Ophelia Origami, and then I have a hair business. I do hair.
Nice. Like you're a hairstylist?
Yes.
What do you mean, yes?
I do festival hair.
Okay. Like for Shambhala and stuff?
Yeah, you know those like crazy braids and stuff with like all that colorful. Yeah, I do that.
Okay, so people come to you before they head out for some festival. What about traditional hair? Do you do for a wedding or something like that?
I could do that, yeah. Okay. I don't normally do that. Most of my hair is just fun braids and stuff.
Okay.
I can cut and color hair, but I prefer just styling. Styling's my favorite.
Okay,
I'm a very creative person when it comes to that.
Awesome. Any more businesses? So that's two right there. And then your YouTube business.
I do have more. I do have more that are on in the works. Simmer pots, where you take dried fruit and you throw them in a pot. I want to create some of those. Where you put them in a jar and you just put them in the pot to make your house smell good. And it's also a way to not use candles, because candles are bad for your health. Oh,
are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
The waxy residue can actually coat your lungs and it can cause harm. So there are candles out there that are really good. Plus, candles tend not to be safe for some pets out there.
Right.
So simmer pots are a good alternative because they're using fruit and other spices that are not harmful to animals.
Okay, interesting.
And then I want to start a craft box subscription.
Craft box subscription.
Yeah, monthly you get a box and you get to create a craft. I'm a very crafty, creative person.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted. Yeah, that's what I want to do. So
do you do a lot of that with your kid right now?
Crafts?
It's two. Is it here? Is it boy or girl?
It's a boy.
It's a boy. Okay. What's his name?
Onyx.
Onyx?
Onyx, yeah.
Onix?
YX.
ONYX.
Yeah, not the Pokemon.
Okay, Onyx. ONYX. Okay, Onyx. Okay, cool.
Are you into Pokemon?
Short answer is yes, no. Because I grew up with the very first Pokemon show and the very original game. But I didn't follow up with it after. But I'm well aware of all the Pokemon stuff, and I am a bit of a nerd. But my family is they're the real nerds. Have you heard of OdaFest?
I was supposed to go this year, but I didn't.
Yeah, so my sister's the chair, Jenny. She literally runs Oda.
Oh yeah, she's on the.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you saw the episode. Yeah, so but within my family units, I guess I kind of branched off and did more the traditional route, they're more into the nerdy stuff, and I am a nerd at heart. I love fantasy, science fiction, and all that. But short version, Pokemon, I'm yes, no. I'm well versed, not well versed in stuff. It's not like I trade the cards or anything like that. Why, are you super big into Pokemon?
No, okay. Everybody, because they were like, oh, Onyx like the Pokemon. I'm like, no, it's spelled differently, and we didn't name him after Pokemon. I actually didn't know that there was a Pokemon named Onyx until one of my best friends was like, oh, you named him after a Pokemon? I'm like, no.
Now I'm curious what the Pokemon is for Onyx. We need to look it up.
It's like a black rock.
It's a rock?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a black animal. I don't know. Onyx is like a black.
Pokemon people are yelling at us right now. They're like, you guys are idiots.
It's like onyx is a stone, and it's a black stone. It does also come in blue, I believe.
Okay.
We just wanted something unique, and we came
That
down.
is a unique name.
We came down to a few. It was Onyx, Orion, or Killian.
Killian. Okay.
Yeah.
Take it you're Irish?
I just like the name.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know much about my heritage.
Uh-huh.
My dad was adopted, and my mom doesn't speak to her family.
Oh.
So I don't know much about my heritage.
Yeah.
All I know is that I'm German.
Yeah.
Which, if I have blonde hair, yeah. And I don't know Scottish, but I don't know much about my...
There's the 23andMe thing, I guess, if you're ever curious, I guess.
I want to do it.
How accurate that thing is, I mean, I don't even know how it actually fully works, But my brother did it on, I guess, our family's behalf, so I'm full Chinese. Born and raised in Calgary, but, full Chinese. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
We do know my dad's birth family. We don't get to talk to them. My grandfather, who was a stampeder.
Excuse me.
Like the football stampeders.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Football runs in my genes. My dad played it in high school. I was supposed to play it in high school, but I tore my ACL, so I couldn't. Yeah. And I really wanted to.
Hey, what high school did you go to?
James Fowler.
Okay, sweet. I went to Diefenbaker. It's close by, yeah.
Yeah, Diefenbaker and Fowler actually play football together now.
I think so, yeah, because Fowler doesn't, even when I was there, I don't think they had a football program.
Yeah. They combined it with Diefenbaker. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so.
Did you, did you, were you you're supposed to play football. You said football runs in your family there. Carry on. Sorry, I got fixated on football for a second there. I was trying to think, so who's your grandfather then? Who played? What's his name?
I cannot say because if the family, it's a very complicated thing, but I can't say, and they can't find out that we're related to them because.
Okay, sweet. It's Doug Flutie. No, I don't know.
No, he passed away in 2014.
Nah, shit.
It was a very emotional day when I found out because I had met him a handful of times, and I was like, "Oh, I get to meet someone who I'm actually related to," and because I look like my dad, and my dad looks like my grandfather.
Like your biological.
Yeah, my biological grandfather. Yeah. Like they have photos side by side and just identical. The blue eyes, like I have very blue eyes.
Yeah.
And they comes from my grandfather.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, I finally get to. Plus they're like pretty well off. They own businesses. Like my grandfather's sister runs a few businesses, and she's very does a lot of charity work too. I've done a lot of research into them and to find out like who they are as people. And yeah, I wish I could get to know them. Hopefully in the future I will be able to. But until then,
yeah, I got you. Yeah, family's complicated, man. At the end of the day, yeah, no, but I've learned family is, well, I don't know. It's the people you go through shit with. Really, that ends up being your family. Yeah, because even like genetics only go so far for a lot of things. Because like my family has like same gender marriages in it, and some of my nieces are my niece, like she's from an in vitro situation, so but I love her like she's our niece, so it's like families, it's complicated matter. It's not I cracked this joke the other day. I was like, it's like family's not Game of Thrones, man. It's not like, oh, like your House Lannister, your House Stark, and you better be like, because do you watch Game of Thrones, by the way?
I have not. I really want to.
Oh man, it's well, I don't know. I just assume everyone would love it, but it's a masterpiece. Not the last season so much. But
I've been told that. I was like, every season's good until you get to the ending.
The last one was literally like the Hollywood or whatever. Well, not Hollywood, but whoever executives took over because the book wasn't even written. So then there was such a good continuity until that last season. It was like they just rushed the shit out of it. Nothing made sense. But are you into what kind of shows do you like to watch? Or
I don't watch many shows anymore, but
Yeah.
I did. Everything. I would a lot of crime, like
True crime.
detective.
Yeah.
I love. Do you know what Castle is?
Castle. Yeah.
Castle. I
Uh-huh.
love Castle.
Yeah. Well, that actor, I was more into him when he was in. Man, why do I can't remember his name now?
Firefly.
Yeah, I
What
love
is,
Firefly. Love Firefly. What's his name? We both can't pull up his name. No,
I don't know his name.
He's our guy. Like, frick, what's his
All I know is that a few years ago.
Oh man, our brain is going.
Back during COVID, they named the Edmonton City Hall after him for a weekend.
I almost want to pause the podcast right now. Like literally, I know this guy. Like I've watched him all the fucking time. Like God.
Okay, I'm gonna search it up.
Yeah, search it up right now. That's about to like bother me right now. Like I love Firefly. I thought it was one of the best shows ever made. Like, do you watch animes at all, or?
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was an old
Nathan
anime.
Fillion.
Nathan Fillion.
His name is Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, that guy's the man. I just love Firefly. In many ways, I feel like Cax Bar Podcast is Firefly. I feel like this ship, this bar restaurant is Serenity, the ship, and we're like just kind of like every day we're putting out fires. Like, oh, this thing stopped working, that thing stopped working. We're just like winging it by like flying by the seat of our pants. Me and my business partner. Because like as a startup, there's just so many things that go wrong every day.
Yeah.
Oh man. But right now, sorry, I kind of lost track of the direction I was going. I just got like all into talking about Game of Thrones for 2 seconds there. No, shows. Like, what shows do you like? Because it always helps to get to know someone just by, hey, what shows do you like? And then like if they watch shows. But yeah,
love Once Upon a Time. A fantasy is a big thing. I love fantasy.
Like Lord of the Rings.
I watched that so many times. I have the extended cut of it.
Yeah.
And I watched it all the way through. It's a very long, especially with the extended cut.
Mm-hmm.
And I've watched it quite a few times through.
Sick. Very good. Very good.
Aren't they coming out with a TV show about that?
Well, The Rings of Power came out on Amazon. Yeah. I couldn't get through it. I know. It's like, everyone's like, you couldn't get through it. We actually had a guest on recently. His name is, Nick. He's from the YouTube channel Play on Tabletops. And basically he's a Warhammer nut. So they hosted an event here recently because they were doing a Warhammer campaign. My business partner's a big nerd into Warhammer. He plays all the time. But Nick anyway, they were doing a campaign. It wasn't a tournament. It was like a Warhammer campaign. It was over near Stampede. But anyway, Nick came in and man, he like makes me want to rewatch that Lord of the Rings because like he's such a super fan that everything I thought that was wrong with it, he kind of like talked me into like wanting to re-see it. And now I'm like, okay, like the special effects were off the chain, but there's just so many there's just so many errors to the way it was presented. I don't know how to explain it. Just something was missing. Like I was like comparing this to House of Dragon was like House of Dragon is the real show. This thing, it's almost like Star Trek, Star Wars, kind of a beef or whatever. Like in it, like I make the joke, but it's like Sauron, for instance, like in the Rings of Power, because it's a prequel, right? But Sauron's like outrageously sexy in it, like to the point that you can't even like focus on anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, man! Like this was an evil guy, and yet basically like everything, he's just like basically like move over Mel Gibson or whatever, like Mel Gibson. So anyway, give this guy the sexiest man alive award.
I think for 25 years ago of it being filmed, it's pretty good, pretty damn good.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I'm talking about the new like Rings of Power show.
The Rings of Power. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like it's that guy from Nick from Play on Tabletop. He basically he was super mad when I basically wasn't really saying it was that good. But maybe you give it a shot and you let me know because it's on Amazon. 10 episodes, I think an hour a piece. So 10 hours of your life. But I don't know. But when a show is good, it absorbs you in it. It's like a drug. It literally is a drug. You forget about your real life and everything, and yeah.
I don't know. My husband's more of the TV show watcher. I like movies. I'm more like onto YouTube right now of watching like reality and stuff. Mm-hmm. And But there was a show. Do you know Jury Duty?
No.
Oh, you don't. Oh my.
Yeah, am I?
Oh,
Am
it
I?
is
Do
okay.
I? Do I
It's sort
sound
of
like
okay.
ridiculous?
They describe it kind of like The Office. Like it's sort of set up that way.
Okay.
But it's this. So there's a whole bunch of actors, and then there's one guy who's not an actor. They're brought in to do jury duty. This guy
There's a
just
comedy or?
yeah, but it's real life. But these
Oh.
people are actors, and this guy does not know that he's on a TV
Oh,
show.
wait a minute. Okay, go on. There was a show like. Go on, sorry.
Yeah. So, what's that show with with the movie with Jim Carrey?
Truman Show.
Yeah, it's like that. It's
Holy
like
shit.
so they're all actors, and he just doesn't know. And this is real life. And
This is on YouTube, you said?
it's on Amazon.
Okay.
They just put it on Amazon Canada.
How does he? Okay, you're telling like how do they even trick someone into doing that? What are the legal ramifications? Like I always question like there was another show in the past that was similar to that when I was growing up. I mean, it seemed fucking real. Like when I watched it, like the guy's reaction, like when they all came out and realized everyone around him was acting. But like, go on. Like,
yeah. So this guy, they put an ad out saying, "Hey, come do jury duty. You're going to be filmed. It's going to be like a documentary style of like this is what happens during jury duty." And of course, not what happened was not during jury duty because there was no jury duty.
yeah.
So he went through. I think it was 2 weeks of pretending to be on jury duty. And
what was the crime he was deliberating?
it wasn't a crime. It was a civil case.
Okay.
A civil case of a woman, and so this guy who was in her employee or something messed up and destroyed a whole bunch of merchandise, and they're trying to deliberate that.
Could you imagine if it was like a super like hardcore like fictional case where and then the guy's putting his heart and soul into like deciding like like say it was O.J. Simpson's case and it turns out it was like just a big ruse. The guy's like, "You fucking serious? I don't even care if I'm on a reality show. Like I just you put me through an emotional roller coaster."
Oh, you should watch it. He's definitely a sweet person. I don't know his name. I'm forgetting it. But he's a very sweet person, and he was trying to find the guy not liable for it, and he had to go through and convince everybody to not find him liable. I mean, they're going to follow what he says, so if he finds him not liable, and he ended up getting like $100,000 from it. So I think that's probably like enough to be like, oh no, I'm not going to sue you guys for doing this to me.
Yeah, well. What kind of yes, no? I mean, 100,000 nowadays is kind of like not even enough because of how expensive everything is.
Yeah, but it's a really nice, cool show. It was 8 episodes, 10 episodes. I binge watched it though.
Yeah.
I watched it over 2 days, and I enjoyed it.
Fuck yeah. Hey, just getting back to your YouTube world a little bit. So like today, what did you post? Or you haven't posted yet?
Oh, today I was going to post being on the podcast.
Nice. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. So I was going to post that. It goes from where I am like motivated to do stuff, and like I come up with creative things, and other times it's just, I repost a video and see how well it does again. The YouTube algorithm, because I'm very immersed into it and I'm very connected with a lot of YouTubers.
Yeah.
We talk about the algorithm, and YouTube is constantly changing it.
Yeah.
So finding what works, because back in November when I went viral,
yeah.
I wish they would go change the algorithm back to that because it was so amazing. Because everybody was getting so many views, and now it's just sort of.
Can you shed some light? Like, is it just like what made that one video pop off? Like we're talking about like multiple countries watched it. Like, do you get recognized on the street from that?
I have.
Yeah.
I have. Sorry.
Yeah.
I do get recognized. I get recognized online. I've had to change my social media stuff so that I can keep a little bit of a private life.
Oh wow, it got that crazy, eh?
Yeah, not that crazy, but like
enough to disrupt your routine that you needed to.
Yeah, I keep my Instagram public, but my Facebook I like to keep under wraps.
I think most people do it like that.
Yeah.
I do it like that anyway.
Yeah. It was. I do get recognized, and.
But you're like I skimmed through your social media. I not too crazily, but it was like but to me that one video it was obviously like cute. You're holding your kid, but I was just like like why this one? Like I get confused. Like why this one?
I have no idea. So I took that video. And I posted it. We took a few videos that day, and the videos I took that day, I posted them. They all went viral. They all got millions of views.
Amazing. What day was it? Was it Christmas?
No.
It's like, oh, everyone's on their phone.
I posted it months apart, and they all went viral. Months apart.
Huh.
I don't know what it is about that specific video, but it just went viral.
Huh.
And then I've had a few more go viral, and it's always the short clips. I find 3 to 4 seconds long. That's how long the video clips are. And then I have like longer ones too, but I have no idea why. I still don't
So let me ask you this
I don't
then.
know.
Let me ask you this, Kat. So it's like when you saw that one go viral, were you more compelled to just do more videos like that, or were you still like, you know what, I'm just going to post still what I feel like posting? Like, where's that middle ground between trying to chase the algorithm to make money versus just making content because you like it and, you know, it's part of your lifestyle, you know, because like for instance, just with Cat's Bar podcast right now, I know there's things I could do to just turn this thing viral, you know, it's like shock value stuff or whatever. But at the same time, this is the purpose of this business. You know, at the end of the day, we have great food, great drinks. Me and my business partner wanted to start our bar restaurant. And like this podcast itself, it's like, we always looked at it as, we didn't even incorporate making money into our business plan. Like this was a gift back to Calgary. Like I want to talk to people. This is actually what I like doing. Like right now, this is what I love doing. I just love meeting people and talking and connecting, you know, like imagine if we didn't have the mics here and we're just having a beer. It's still like this. We're like actually like talking, like fully immersed, right? You know, so right now I'm at a point where I'm going to keep doing it like this. I mean, every now and then I might if something goes viral, then I'll be like, okay, like was that intentional what I did, or was that natural? You know, I guess that's really what it's saying. Was that intentional? Or was that natural?
So my intentions when I started was be authentic to who I am. There are a few things that are like staged. Very rare though. Very rare.
Like you got your ear pierced in the one video. Like, was that on purpose or was that you wanted to get an ear pierced?
I know. I went in. Yeah. I got my VCH pierced. Yeah. You know what that is?
No.
I don't know if I. No, wait. It's
Oh. Okay.
Because it was intentional, but also not intentional because people will search that on YouTube. I'm making money off of it. It's my most long viewed video.
Yeah.
People are going to keep searching that up because it's not a very like broadly talked about topic.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so here's my experience getting it. And then I got my ear pierced. I also got my.
Yeah, the one I saw was the ear.
Yeah. I got my ear pierced during it, but I got my VCH pierced too because people are going to keep searching that up on YouTube. Okay. That was intentional, but also not intentional.
I'm sorry, maybe educate me. What is a VCH? I'm using my imagination right now.
You're going to have to. It's the clip piercing.
It's a clip piercing. Yeah. Okay. Why don't you just say clip piercing instead of confusing me?
I don't know. I don't want you to. I don't want you to like have to like yeah.
No, I'm not cutting that. Yeah. No. We say clip piercing. This is on the non kids fucking check mark when you make the video. So yeah. Catch Bar podcast. Talk about all sorts of subject matter. Yeah. So you got a clip piercing.
Yes, I got that done. And because people are going to continually search that up because it's not talked about. Like,
I'm just way too curious. Sorry, is it still pierced?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
I don't know how that works.
It came out one time, and I had to go in to get it re-pierced, and that hurt even more. Okay. I didn't film that though.
Well, I don't think you could film.
I'm not filmed there, but like film my reaction.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I'm sitting there like
the video.
Doctor, this really hurts, but I gotta film this. He's like, oh. This might interfere with the process, man, but you do what you got to do, you know.
No, if you watch the video, it's me getting pierced, getting my clip pierced, and that you can see the reaction. I'm not going to film down. I'm not posting it on YouTube.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's for another platform. But,
no.
Okay.
Like my reaction is on there. I did also get my nipples pierced during then. Okay. I had them pierced last year, but I was pregnant at the time when and I had to take them out because it just was not working. Right. So I went in to go get them re-pierced. And I had to take them out because I had an allergic reaction to the ones I had in. I had to take them out a few weeks ago. Oh. So I had them in for a few months. Okay. And then when I went in to get my clit re-pierced, I got my belly button done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to go back, like, again, but these are things you would have done naturally. Like,
Yeah.
Okay. So again, like, you never really did anything just to create a shock value video or whatever. Like, this is just like, you're like, you know what? I was going to do this anyway, and now I'm going to film it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's good. Because that's staying authentic. I mean, what gets weird is, like, you remember when Logan Paul visited the Japanese,
Yeah.
like, literally just doing that for shock value, and like that's why it turned on its head the way it did. But then at the same time, everyone kind of understood where he was coming from, and then they forgave him.
Yeah.
Anyway.
For me, it's I want to stay authentic because YouTubers out there just aren't authentic.
No.
They force a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And most of my videos out there are just very in the moment. I'm going to film this. My longer videos are more planned out though because it's a long video and I have to plan it out. When I announced when I was pregnant to my husband with our second baby, that was a little bit more planned out. I was like, normally you don't film your reaction when you find out you're pregnant.
Yeah.
I was not expecting to find out I was pregnant because we were dealing with infertility. And it was just sort of like, I took a pregnancy test. This isn't going to be positive. And then it came up positive and I wasn't filming. I was like, you know what? I should. If it comes out, I'm going to want to film it. And I filmed it. Sadly, we did lose that baby. But
yeah, sorry to hear that. Yeah.
Yeah. It made me sad for a long time, but I'm dealing with it better now. So, yeah.
Yeah. No. Just moving along here. I mean,
yeah.
Just moving along. I guess. Do you feel like because a lot of YouTubers is weird. Have you heard of Connor Murphy?
I think so.
He's a super he's a viral YouTuber, probably a million followers or whatever it is. But so he's a bodybuilder guy who went around to colleges. His main shtick for the longest time was he dresses up as like an unassuming person, like as in he'll wear a turtleneck or like a button-up shirt, and then he would just get his friend to run by and rip his shirt off, and then it turns out he's ripped and jacked underneath. But he'll do that near people. So he'll go to a college campus, act like, oh, where's Hall D? And then his friend would come rip his shirt off, and then he's like, oh my. And then he's like, looks around, tries to act dumb, but he's like all ripped and jacked. But Connor Murphy basically had a a psychosis breakdown. Like he went mentally crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then he basically, from what I understand, he was just saying like the YouTube life, because like he's one of the OG YouTubers that kind of got pretty famous, and he just said like it was that weird thing about, say you're again going back to oh my, it's like that example of like you're pregnant. It's like that authentic moment. He felt like same thing where I gotta capture this, so it interrupted the natural transpiring of the moment.
Yeah.
But to create a video. But he did that so often he started to like not know anymore what he was even thinking in his own mind. He didn't know if he like, do I stage this moment? Am I Connor Murphy, the actor, YouTuber? Am I Connor Murphy, the regular guy? And then he basically went crazy. And then he documented all this craziness. And then at first, I don't follow him that hard, but the times I did follow him, I was like, I'm even confused now, because YouTube has become this very interesting world of reality TV, not really fiction, not really doing this for views, doing this because you like it, being authentic, doing not. Like, I'm sure everyone who started had the same mentality, like, let's be authentic. And then just kind of like segues into craziness, you know? Like, are you experiencing any craziness? I guess that's what I'm saying. Cause like, you have to like switch all your social media stuff at one point because of
90% of my life is not on social media.
Yeah.
I make sure, because I set those boundaries in the beginning. I'm like, I know what I want to post and I know what I don't want to post. I make sure that I try to keep like my private life private on YouTube. And where something that's exciting in my life, or like when we go out, like I have what I post versus like what normal like vloggers post is very I find it very different because I try to stay authentic too. I go out, I do this stuff, I'm not forcing it.
You're doing what you would have done if you're not a YouTuber.
Yeah, I do what I would have done.
Okay.
So I'm trying to keep that. I know that is a possibility that it will get to that point, and I'm going to try to do everything I can to make sure it doesn't get to that point, because it is.
Do you have an inner circle that kind of checks you, if you will? Like, kind of like, hey, Kat, I know you think you're not doing this for views, but like you're doing this for views, or anything like that, or not really? Or is it more using your own judgment?
My own judgment.
Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
My friends, like, I actually don't know if my friends watch it. I know there's people out there. I had some friends from when I was younger start like being like, "Oh my God, look, she's posting all these stuff. Like that's super cool." And they showed their friends, and now I have more friends because they're like, "I want to be friends with you."
Well, it's just so different because I mean, I'm dating myself now because I'm old. But you know, back in the day when people saw someone on TV, that was just like, oh my God, you're on TV! Like everyone's tell everyone, and then like even if they're just recording you walking by a camera, like that was a big deal. And then now it's like, you know, with the internet, it sounds so old, but it's like with your phone and everything, it's like everyone is on the internet, right? But when people even I've had people in my own life just be, they're just so amazed that I'm on YouTube or whatever. But I'm like that, you know, I'm like this is kind of like a norm now, you know. Anyone can do this. Literally everyone does this, you know. It's like the people who don't do it, like when they come off shocked about you know, being like, how do you, like, whoa, like you're on the internet. I'm like, yeah, you're not keeping up with things, man. Like this is the world we live in now, you know.
When I introduce myself and I say I'm a YouTuber, I say I know it's cringy. Just please don't.
Yeah.
That's what I say to people. I'm like, I know it's cringy, and they're like, no, it's not. It's super cool. And I'm like, because I still find it. Like, ooh, I post my life on YouTube.
Yeah,
I
said this on one of my podcasts, and you know, like, and I'll gladly just repeat it. But like my old mentality, because I actually did a 180. I used to be pretty not on social media, not on the internet, trying to stay low key. Just my whole mantra was like, real life is what matters. Real life, as in human interaction without a camera or whatever. But deep down, I thought my mentality was, it was more of like a downer on my ego, because I was thinking, oh, who am I to be on the internet? Like, as in, you know, like I'm just a regular guy. Then all of a sudden, my mentality switched to not I should be on the internet. Like I'm the king. It wasn't that. It was, who am I not to be on the internet? As in, I'm so regular, everyone can relate. Why not I put my life on the internet, and for people who can relate to that, they'll find me, and then we find more people like-minded and whatnot. And so I just made that mental switch. Now that's why, like, I post and but like you, it's like I only, like, obviously not everything on my life is on the internet, but a lot will be, and I feel like that's nothing to be ashamed of, you know. Like, it's like you put yourself out there, because at the end of the day, everyone's a human being. So whatever's your bad day, good day, you already know everyone else is going through that too, for sure. You know, no one, it's an act if anyone's smiling all the time. Like, and if they are smiling all the time, they're either pretending, or they're like doing a mental exercise to stay positive, you know. Because the reality is, there's no way you smile every day. Like, life sucks a lot of times.
Yeah.
You know?
I had that same mentality as, like, I was barely online. I didn't grow up with like much like social media influence, even though I am that age where I should have. I didn't. And it was.
Would it be rude if I ask how old you are?
22.
You're 22? Okay.
Yeah, I grew up in that era of social media, being young, and yeah.
Okay.
So you would think that I would have grown up, and I tell people constantly, I'm like, I'm just winging it. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm not one of those people who are like, I think it literally says
that on your podcast, on your YouTube. I think it's just winging it, figuring out life. I forget, on your about section.
I don't know what it says.
Yeah.
I made that years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know much about like the world of YouTube. I know now. But when I started, I didn't have a set plan in mind. This is for me to work on my mental health. And from there, it was people like watching this. I'm going to keep posting. And then now I have a dedicated
following. You have a following. You have 106,000 subscribers. Like, people don't realize.
168,000
subscribers. Like, seriously, like, props, you know. Like, it's like the people don't realize, like, YouTube's the hardest thing to get. Like, the views has to be one continuous minute, no pausing, no whatever. Like, the playback. So people are skimming your videos. That doesn't count. You know, like, I mean, like, it's it's hard. Like I heard a stat said somewhere recently that it's harder now to make it as a social media influencer than it is back in the day to apply for a role in a Hollywood movie, because you take a look at the numbers. I think every hour some thousands of new YouTube channels are being started.
Mm-hmm.
So that literally affects the algorithm. And but that's why I kind of like, I'm not going hard on myself. I'm trying to be as oh, sorry. The cider is making me burp. But yeah, it's like I'm just being myself. I'm enjoying this process of just meeting people, talking to people, and letting them know about how wonderful Cax Bar and Podcast is. It's a place to hang out, have fun, build a community here, have good food, have good drinks. And right now, like I'm not worried about the clicks, if you will, because like I've already had people already say some mean things to my face, like, "Whoa, man, like, you just quit now. You got no views." Yeah, and I'm sitting there like, well, first of all, like I don't care what they think in that regard, because the same people saying that they're literally doing nothing with their lives, I'm also like I'm learning as I go, and if it's this easy, then everyone would do it, And at the end of the day, I feel like I'm doing this for me first, and then the business, and then the effect it could have on people.
Do you want to hear a story of someone trying to take me down?
Let's hear it.
Someone in my husband's family, I won't name names because in case they watch this, but someone in my husband's family, a misogynist, said some very misogynistic things, and I told him off, and I said, I don't want to interact with you anymore. And he then came back to me, because I'm all about giving second chances. Okay, fine, if you want a second chance. He came back, he's like, I want to edit some of your YouTube things, because I was getting decent views in the beginning. Like
That was his apology. I want to edit your YouTube now.
Yeah, I'm a very forgiving person.
You're a nice person, I can tell. But this guy, anyway.
I filmed. It was a room reveal because we were painting our child's room. I was still pregnant at the time. I was about a month and a half into my YouTube journey, and I sent him the videos. Said, "Here's to edit." And then I posted it, and immediately, like my videos, this was the very beginning, I didn't have very many subscribers. I didn't have people like dedicated to watching all my videos. Immediately I got so many views. I got a few hundred views and a lot of dislikes and a lot of negative comments. And you can see how your videos shared.
I literally don't even know if I have comments. I just trained myself not even to dive in. I don't want to. That's something I think is toxic, really. Mm-hmm. Whether, even if it's good, I mean, because I just know how most people think. Like, they might say something nice there, but they're the same person slandering you after.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm just like, just forget the comments, man. Like, I'll just make them and let them go on the ether. But go on.
Yeah. So you can see how your video is shared, and we have to wait a few hours or a day to see that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just had a bad feeling. I was like, I asked him, hey, did you share my video with anyone? And he's like, no. So what I had done is I had taken the name of someone who had commented on my video, like a normal name, put it into Facebook, searched up his name, came back as the same graduating class, same school as this guy.
His family member?
Yeah. And I'm like, you really sent off my video to get people to negatively react to it, like what the heck. And he's very into Discord and stuff, and I had searched my video and like what it had been shared as, and it was all through Discord.
What does that mean, Discord? Sorry, what
Discord, do you know what Discord is?
I guess not.
It's an app where you can communicate with people, where you can have like voice calls, and like it's just like a chat room sort of thing, I guess.
Okay. I guess I never heard of that.
I don't know much about Discord, honestly, but people use it for like gaming and stuff. And this guy had a failed YouTube channel where people were rude to him. I didn't know him. Like I tried being like all nice and stuff, and I'm like,
you know what it is at the end of the day? It sounds like just straight jealousy.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh my god, like you're getting a shine, and and I don't like it, and like it's. I don't know. At the end of the day, I guess I can categorize myself as like a gym bro kind of guy, but I'm a good person. Like I'm not going to be toxically masculine. It's like that's just fucking. This is mean and rude, and plus it's just simply not true anymore. Like everyone has, like the competitive world of making a living is definitely evened out now. There's so many realms now. We're not in caveman days anymore, where like maybe I would have the most value because I can lift the biggest rock or whatever and last the longest. hunting for a fucking, I don't know, moose or whatever with my bare hands or whatever it is. Like, it's like, that's why I don't get it. Like, it's like I'm right wing in some things and I'm left wing in some things. Is like, I'm still figuring out my own political perspectives, but yeah, but carry on. Sorry, that guy's just being a prick, man. And I'm sure you recognize that.
Yeah, I did. It did give me like, because it was like 2 weeks before I gave birth to my child too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm heavily pregnant. I'm not in the mood for all this BS, and I'm not putting up with you.
That sucks.
And so it was, my husband didn't want to believe it, because he grew up with this person.
So this person's nice to your husband, just not nice to you.
Yeah. It's a complicated relationship with my husband's family. I won't get into it.
Yeah.
A very complicated relationship, but
yeah, you don't say only what you want, and
it was, a lot of his family just doesn't like me because of one person in his family not liking me, and it was just
You know what's the stupid thing? Like, a few years from now, as you continue to grow your businesses and everything, and just watch, there will be the same people coming back, being nice to you when the time is right. It's like, humans suck. We like have a lot of good qualities, but we also suck at the same time. Like humans can be very, very shitty. And I'm sure you have been, I don't know, actually, maybe you seem very, very nice. Like, I know I've been shitty in the past, and it's like you just kind of, like, it just, sometimes I've said this in my previous podcast, but sometimes I'm like, aliens, come down and just wipe us out, because we suck, we really suck. Like, it's like you have to write down and remind yourself to be consistent to your set of principles, because everyone has polar contradictory traits in all realms of their being, like it's like we suck.
Yeah, I mean, there has been in my past, like when I was a child and stuff, where I haven't always been the nicest. But I've made up for that, though, because now it's, I grew up very giving, and I'm very giving. I don't have much money, but when I do, I am giving it away to people. I'm always supporting people in their dreams, because I know what it's like to not be supported. So, like, when I, like, your thing, I was like, well, that'd be cool to go on. And, like, I like posting other people's businesses. Like, I'm constantly doing that.
Yeah, I love collabing as well. Thank you for that.
And, because I just know what it's like to not be supported and stuff. So I try to help people as much as possible.
Man,
even if they don't need
that's
it.
so comforting to hear, because so many people aren't. Like, what motivates them is, like, revenge and hatred.
I can't get behind that. I just can't get behind, like, revenge and stuff, because even with this guy, even with all, like, what he, like I don't know why he would do that, but I'm just...
No, he's jealous.
Yeah.
You have more views than him. You have more subscribers. He realizes how hard it is. Like, he might not, he might think, like, why don't I have more attention? It's classic human jealousy. I think jealousy is the grossest emotion, especially as I progress through life. Like, yeah, I've been jealous before, and it sucks. It's like, you have to literally check yourself. You got to be like, look, just do some mushrooms and realize, like, like, our consciousness is connected. Like, whether you want to accept that woo-woo answer or not. Like, their empathy is because we are interconnected, man. So you hate on someone, you are hating on yourself in some degree. And people who can't, like, exercise that ability to discern the difference, they grow up to be, they're still smart, but that's where you get your fucking Hitlers and shit, really.
Yeah.
It's brutal, man.
I tried to do that, and you just learn, because it took me a minute. It was like, oh, I'm being hateful over this because I'm jealous. Like, I wish that was me. And then I learned, hey, you know what? Just, like, learn to accept it.
Are you religious at all, or spiritual, or, like, not really? Okay.
I'm not religious. Spiritual. I think what happens in the world happens for a reason.
So doesn't that mean you believe in a higher power, or some kind of something beyond us?
I don't
pulling
know.
The strings, maybe.
I believe in ghosts. I can say that. I believe in ghosts. I've had some. I would call them paranormal activity, like paranormal experiences.
Go
Do you
on.
want to know?
Yeah, I want to hear this. I also just love Ghostbusters. Oh, yeah.
I never got to meet my mom's mother.
Yeah.
She was from Germany, and she had passed away a few years before I was conceived. Um, on my sister's 18th birthday, she met my older sister. On my sister's 18th birthday, my mom had she was sleeping, and she had her shower radio in her room, which had no batteries in it, and it started going off. And my mom was like, "Oh, that's my." She's like,
That's your grandma
"Yeah."
talking.
She's like, "Coming
Why
here
is
to."
it always through a radio frequency?
I
though?
don't know.
Because the running whatever satire always about the situation. It's like always like someone's trying to turn a radio frequency, and then that's when the ghost from their past is talking.
I've been told many times by many different people that I have a dark entity following me, and I do feel that.
Man, you should meet my fiance. She's really into that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
she can read your energy.
My life. People think like, wow, you're so cool, like you have all those things going. I'm like, my life is shit. My life, like, you might think, like, I was talking to someone last weekend, and I'm telling him some stories about my life, and he's like, you really go up and down through like a whole bunch of like good bad. I'm like, yeah, that's my entire life. It's like, it's very, there's a lot of negatives to it, but like when I have goods, they are like really good. So like I do believe that there is like a dark force that does like follow me around. I've also had pets who have passed, and where when I would be like lying on my bed, like on scrolling my phone and stuff. This was back when I lived with my parents. I would there's a certain feeling when your pet jumps on your bed, like you can feel it.
Oh yeah, I have multiple cats. Yeah.
So I'd be lying completely still, and I would feel that, and it would be exactly where my pet would jump on the bed, and then I'd feel this like energy, I guess, of like my pet being there.
All right, and we're back. Sorry, we had to take a little break there. Pick up where we left off there, Kat. We were talking about paranormal activities.
Paranormal activities, yes. Mm-hmm. Growing up, there was a lot of weird incidences where I always felt like there was just someone following me. Like,
yeah, you talk about ominous energy. Sorry, that's like so. Sorry, go on. I just want to touch on that ominous energy stuff. Do you feel like do you literally feel like there's a darkness out to get you all the time, basically?
It definitely feels like that. I do cleanse and stuff because I do believe that like the cleansing and will get rid of it, and it does. It like I feel better for a few weeks and then it comes back.
Was this your whole life, by the way?
My entire life. It's been my whole life where people have told my mom, they're like, there's a dark energy following her. People have told me, and I'm like.
So earlier we were talking about, I'm like, are you religious? I don't mean, do you believe in Jesus or God? Or
yeah.
I just mean, do you believe in like a soul? Like maybe we reincarnate. Like this is the first time you've been here. Like you have a soul and a consciousness, and then it's just in a different host body per lifetime.
I do. I believe in reincarnation.
So then, in a way, in my understanding of things, you have some spiritualities
yes.
to you. Okay.
I'm not overly though. It's I don't know what to believe. Because what if that does exist? Like, what if God does exist? What if you get reincarnated? What if? Because I don't believe that your energy just dies. I don't believe that.
Well, physics literally says it can't be, but
yeah,
it's like
that's like you can't just not exist anymore. Like I don't believe that you just stop existing.
You believe in karma?
Karma. Like something will,
Like, what's your definition of karma, first of all, just to make sure we're on the same page?
Like something, if you do something bad will happen to you.
Yeah.
I live my life like that.
Yeah.
Which is like what I was explaining earlier about the whole, I could try to live like a very happy, positive, kind life. I do believe that there is karma out there, and
have you seen it in your own life? Like, say you did something wrong, you knew it was wrong. Like, the key is you knew it was wrong. You did it anyway, thinking you can get away with it because you're starting to like experiment with just thinking you're so important, or that thinking that life is set up in a way where you're like, oh, there's nothing after, so I may as well just get what's mine. Like, go through some silly mindset like that, and then you see an immediate kickback, and then where you get punished, and then you're almost like, okay, this has to be related, and then you start to also think, okay, well, am I trying to be good now so I don't have bad karma, or am I trying to be good to learn to be good? Like, because you have empathy, you understand life is hard for everyone. You should try to be good, like, as in be good, help people, try to help people, help yourself. Like what is your
a karma. When I had made some comments to someone who was rude to me because she was rude to me for no reason, and I had made comments about her infertility. And I regret
you went right
it.
for the jugular.
I regret it. It wasn't like overly like mean, but it was definitely enough to be like, why would I say that? And now I'm 2 years, been trying for 2 years for another child, and I still don't have it. I'm dealing with infertility myself now.
So you think that was linked?
Yeah, I think it's definitely karma. And I've been having this thought recently about like reincarnation. Like, what if in a past life of mine, I was just so awful that a lot of the things that happened in my life, like with the infertility, with like just like, because my life will be going good and then it will just immediately like come crashing down.
Yeah, we've all had that.
Yeah.
Myself too.
And it happens pretty much every single time that my life is going good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what if in my past life I was just so awful that this was like a payback for what I was?
It's just me, but I do believe that is true. That's why I actually believe. I believe when you see a homeless guy on the streets and nothing goes right for that person, and they're constantly struggling, they have a lot of physical ailments, like the cards were stacked against them, and they keep making the wrong decision, or their ability to make the right decision is even triple times harder than a normal person. I believe sometimes in my brain I'm like, that's Hitler reincarnated. He's suffering now. But then I that's a very simplistic way of looking at it, because and then, like, as an example, I don't know why I keep bringing up Hitler lately, but like, it's just like, but when you think about Hitler too, like,
it's because I mentioned I was German, that's why.
maybe no, but there's been a whole lot of other people mentioning that guy's name lately. I don't know what's going on here, but anyway, but when you like when you like research his life, he had like, for all accounts, like, he had it rough too. You know what I mean? So it was like, no wonder he became so hateful. Like, he was basically had nothing going good until he was almost 30. Like, first 30 years of his life was like, but then a lot of people had that, but they chose not to let it make them hate.
Yeah.
They chose to look at it in a better, like, he chose to just let it, like, it's just like the Star Wars storyline. Like, you just let the hate, he embraced the hate. So I don't know. I don't have an answer. The karma thing is a very fascinating one, but I have seen it work in real time in my life where, again, like a non-believer will just say, no, that's just, like, think about it. Like, the amount of happenings in life, that was just a natural occurrence, But I'm like, I don't know. The timing, the gut feeling, the payback being literally on equal footing as the diss or whatever that.
And then your mind also just goes back to, that moment, be like,
yeah.
Like, it can't just be a coincidence.
I may or may not have had this moment, allegedly, where I was very drunk and I got into a cab, and the cab guy already said, like, hey, I'm not taking you, like, and then I just said, like, no, like, you're taking me, like, the cab drives like 2 feet and I just barf all inside the cab, and I'm talking about like projectile, like,
my goodness,
everywhere. And then I literally was so drunk, I got out of the cab, and I remember the guy was like, you have to pay for this, and I remember I was just so drunk, like, the last thing I was thinking about was paying for that. Like, I was just like, I need to lay down somewhere, like, this is horrible. And I did feel bad, but I was so, like, sick that there's nothing. At that point, like I didn't have any cash on me, so I was like, what am I supposed to do? Go, like, my brain's just trying to process, like, go get a credit card and go, and like, but I felt bad, like, trust me, like, like, I still remember that. And then, so I walked away from the situation, kind of like, my brain was just, if it's a camera and the guy gets me later or whatever, like, I'll deal with it later. I'm just so sick right now. I need to get home. And, and I remember just barfing, walking all the way home. Like, the cab wasn't even taking me too far. But then, Kat, I swear to God, like, like, no pun intended, but the following month of my life was absolute dog shit. I'm talking about
everything was. It's to be stupid. Like I'd try to put toothpaste on like my toothbrush, and the toothpaste falls like right on my favorite shirt, right when I'm late for work. And then I was like sitting there like, okay, that could be. And then all of a sudden, everyone's mean to me. Like, and then all of a sudden, like, just nothing worked out for almost a straight month. And I remember my brain. I'm like, this has to be karma. Like that was so bad what I did. But then it stopped, and then everything was good again. And I remember being like, because like I remember even praying to God, like, or telling the universe. I'm like, and I'm talking to the cab driver in my mind. I'm like, I didn't intend that. Like in that exact moment, what was my course of action? I already barfed everywhere. Like you're picking people up in a high traffic drunk area. It's like I've cleaned up barf in my own bar before. Like, so just my brain was like honestly, what was I supposed to do? Sit there and like be like, let me go walk to an ATM and pull out money and and pay
You're
this
way too drunk.
or like exchange information. Like, it was just a decision I made in the moment to just, I'm like, it sucks for everyone involved, but it's not like this is the first time it happened. It comes with the territory. Is no different than when I have to kick out a drunk person in our bar that puked everywhere. So yeah, but like that's an example of real life karma that I'm thinking either is karma from a greater scenario, or it just could be my guilt causing myself to like attract more unfavorable circumstances. I don't know, but all I know is once I told myself going forward, like I haven't been that drunk since, to be honest. That was the last time I was that drunk. I find my ability to cut myself off and like to get myself home like before. And then yeah, unfortunately, like I'm just happened more than once. Not the exact scenario, barfing everywhere, but like just I'm a bar guy at the end of the day, and like the bad nights happen. Anyway, sorry, it's a long-winded testimonial, if you will. But,
I have to say that because, like, what are the chances that pretty much everyone out there experiences that same thing then? Because, like, you talk about the bad day where your sleeve gets caught on the door, you're late for work, and then like everything bad just starts happening.
And you're trying to be positive in your mind, but it doesn't even work. Like law of attraction is a real thing. Like when you're positive things do happen. But sometimes you owe so much karma that like it's like today's the day you pay the piper back, and you're like, fuck. Carry on, sorry.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out. I mean, my life has been going decent for a little bit. It's up and down, but
yeah.
I hope it starts getting better though. It looks like it is.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I appreciate you being on here.
Yeah. I'm happy to be here. It's I'm always up for like talking and stuff.
Yeah, you're up for random stuff, so it's kind of like when you respond to that email, because even that your email was kind of funny, Kat. Like you didn't even put your name down. It was such a whimsical. Literally, it's just like, I'm Kat. I'm a YouTuber. I would like to be on your podcast. Like, but no reference. Like this is before like whoever the person referred you talked to me. So I'm sitting there like, like I don't know, maybe they heard of us. And then I just replied like, yeah, Kat, that's awesome. Like, let's do this. I'm like, who are you again? Like, And then once you sent all your handles, I did some research. I was like, oh no way. I was like, no wonder you're probably so used to like replying to fans that like. And then when you just talked, it's like you just naturally assumed I knew who you were.
I'm so bad with emails. Like, I'm bad with texting. I'm bad with all that stuff because like most of the time I'm like, okay, well, these people know what I'm talking about because at that point I had already spoken to that person. Yeah. And so I was, I was like, I'm so bad.
No, but that's also working in favor because I'm like, Kat is so big time that she just talks like that. So I better have her on here,
I was thinking about it on the way over here, actually. I'm like, I realized my emails were just so very short and we didn't actually talk about like anything.
Well, it just felt like you were telling me what to do. Like, and I was just sitting there like, I could feel the alpha energy through this email. I better comply, Yeah. Hey, I'm going to wind this down right now. Here, because I like to keep them at a certain time from now. Although we could go for unlimited, but it's just I also have to edit it and then run the bar and everything. Yeah, it's just a time thing. But man, my goal, man, is to get to the point where I can shoot 3-hour podcasts and just pass it off to an editor and like that would be the goal. But I would love to have you on again.
I was like, if this goes good, I would definitely want to be on here again.
Yeah. I think it went good.
You will get to that point where you'll realize what it means to be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
It took me a while to get to that point, but you'll realize, oh, this is what goes. If you
We talk more off the air about this.
Yeah. I'll talk to you about like something else that I would suggest. But you'll get to that point where it's like, oh wow, I'm an actual YouTuber now. Because sometimes it feels like I'm not. I'm just like, I feel like I'm very like, what's that called?
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah, imposter syndrome. My cousin, he's not blood related because my dad was adopted, but he had a very high following on TikTok.
Okay.
Millions of followers.
No way. Millions.
And
can we name who it is or no?
I don't know if he'd want me.
Okay,
we don't talk very much.
Okay. Yeah. TikTok's a weird one though. I think that's the weirdest of all the animals out there. I do love it though because it's so fast paced and goes right to. So I'm just looking at TikTok and singing it. But I don't care if the government's spying on me with that.
People are like, you need to get on TikTok, and I'm like, I'm not getting on TikTok. TikTok does not care about its creators.
Yeah.
You don't get paid as much. YouTube pays you definitely a lot more.
Yeah.
And it's just the amount of hate on TikTok is just
toxic. It is a toxic place, but at the same time, it's just quick. Like, and I've learned how to use it just for what I need. Like my For Me page is there's some dumb shit on there. Like for some reason, like somehow, like I watched a couple videos when I was stoned on weed and like I'm showing someone like get a cavity put in, and at the time I was like, oh, now it's like keeps showing me that. I'm like, okay, I'm over that. Like I don't care about that anymore. But then I noticed myself just naturally clicking a few more times. Oh, now it's gonna feed me more, and so I had to like consciously like look at stuff I want to look at, like like training videos, MMA, life stuff, some spirituality stuff, and now my For Me page is nice and perfect for me, but TikTok is crazy because there's a lot of toxic shit on there.
Yeah.
Like humanity scumbag stuff that, you're just like, oh, like, and then yet you're watching it. Next thing you know, you're like 10, 20, 30 minutes goes by and you're like, I lost 30 minutes watching the scumbag shit.
Yeah. My cousin though, his stuff, those videos of like, oh, this is what happened in an event. I don't know. And they always talk really weirdly. Yeah. So like, I know who he is. I know how he talks. And then he did film those videos and he talked really weirdly.
He has an act.
Everybody's making fun of his voice, and I'm like, I don't want to be on that kind of thing. I don't want to be on that kind of thing when people making fun of me for that.
Yeah.
Like, But my cousin made it pretty well on TikTok. He's apparently a millionaire now.
From TikTok?
Lambos and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't.
But TikTok, you gotta take it with a grain of salt. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors, right?
Yeah.
Like almost like everyone's almost a liar on that.
Yeah,
thing,
but his family was also well off beforehand, so he had a leg up. Before.
So he could have just been piggybacking off that leg up and saying it's his TikTok, and like we'll never know. It's not like we have access to his bank accounts, Kat, this is a pleasure. I hope to come back. Would you come back on and bring your people down and get in on some Cax Barn podcast, food and beverages, and things of that nature. And I'll put all your I'll put all your social media stuff on our show notes. But really, I'm hoping you put hours on yours.
I will.
Okay. All right, Kate. Have a great night, everyone. Okay. Bye.
Bye.